I'm assuming that because you clicked on this video, you might look like me. If you don't look like me, just know you're a descendant of what looks like me. And if you have the freedom to say nigga without feeling anything, then this video is for you. Lock in, gang. Let's start the video. Come on. So, as you guys can read by the title of the video, I'm gonna be talking about something that has lately been on my mind recently, Black History Month. So I wanted to ask some of you and have maybe a discussion over it, because honestly, I've never celebrated that holiday ever in my life. It was only by white people saying they celebrate it that I was able to learn that there's actually a day in which we celebrate black people, right? And since I don't know much about it, I decided to do my research before I began this video and Google what Black History Month is all about. And apparently it's a national holiday in which the people in the USA celebrate the contributions. It honors the contributions that were made by black people. Yeah, I know we contributed a lot to hip hop. I know we contributed a lot to swag. The fact that some of these people are sagging their pants and they have tattoos on their faces and everything else, that's to recall and to appreciate that black people have contributed, and still not forgetting the fact that black people were the first inhabitants of this earth, right? So I think those are some of the things maybe that we could recollect and say maybe we honor black people. But the real question that I've always wanted to ask about Black History Month is, why do we celebrate it in the first place? Why do we need to celebrate black people? Why isn't there a holiday for national Indian people? Why isn't there a holiday for white people's month? Why don't we have those? Why do we only have a month for black people to celebrate their contributions? Because it's almost exclusive of other races, like they haven't contributed anything. Like Mexicans and Indians, they've all contributed something that we are currently using and we have in today's times. But why don't we have a holiday for them? And if you look back to our history, I'm gonna be as explicit as I possibly can about this issue. Slavery. If you look at slavery and when it started and how things went with the whole slavery thing, I'm surprised they even have the audacity to want to celebrate Black History Month after what they did. I'm going to censor that part when I'm talking about they. So obviously you guys are going to have to catch my drift of who I'm talking about when I'm talking about they. You get the people who enslaved. You get me? Hopefully this video doesn't get blocked because of what I'm talking about today. But it's always an admission of guilt if you make a video talking truth and it gets banned or blocked. Then you know what you're talking is probably valuable and the world is not supposed to know about it. So if this video ever gets blocked, just know that what I'm talking about might have made some frequencies, some big high frequencies in a place where that amount of frequency is not even allowed to be distributed or amplified. You catch my drift, right? So I'm trying to still understand why Black History Month exists in the first place. Because even today, when people have this discussion that, slavery has ended, I always say no, slavery has never ended. It has never even come close to fading out of existence. It still exists. It's just that it has modernized. It has been modernized. If that's a word, I will look it up. But it has transitioned from the olden times where it was mostly physical, where the slaves would get whooped and they would have jingle bells around their necks and everything like that. It was more physical. Now it has been modernized, right? It's a 9 to 5. It's even the racism that black people face. You know, as a black man, if you go to different countries and you visit different nations, usually we do face a lot of racism, you know. People don't like the color of our skin. And I remember there's one story. I don't know if it was in China or in Japan or what, but apparently there's one guy visited the Asian continent. And while he was there, the people there wanted to wash his face because they thought maybe his face is dirty. They thought that's not how a human being is supposed to look. And apparently they wanted to wash his face off. So that's just a prime example of some of the racism that we as black people face. Another one that's very common that has even turned into a meme and people are making jokes out of it is when black people get shot. Rest in peace to Floyd, because he's one of the prime examples of what happens maybe in the USA with cops and black people. It's no more cops and robbers, it's cops and black people. How they get shot. Just by reaching for your license, you get shot. Reaching for your registration in your car, in your yes, the glove compartment. So just by reaching there, or maybe reaching for your phone, or just unfastening your seatbelt, you get shot, because apparently the report that the police give is he was reaching for a weapon. Even if you were reaching for your phone, it's a weapon. Why? Because you're black. And I sometimes I would look at all these other videos and compare them between the two. When a white person gets pulled over and when a black person gets pulled over. It's so easy for a white person to even establish a casual conversation with the police with 12 than it is for a black person to establish any kind of a conversation, right? The white person who's pulled over can even have a joke made between him and the police, right? When he reaches for something, the cop is very calm. You know, the situation is very, very calm. He can even ask questions of why I'm being pulled over. If the cop requests something from him, he can freely say no. He can freely reject his requests. And we take it back to the black people now. From the immediate time when you are stopped, the way he's gonna walk towards your car will tell you a lot about how the approach is going to be. And usually the conversation and the interaction is very cold, very strict. I don't know why. So this is just a topic where it was mostly a thought-provoked topic. Not really that I was going to compare black people to everybody else and say who's better or who's not better. I just wanted to ask mostly a lot of questions of why do we celebrate Black History Month and why don't we have other races celebratory months? Why do we only have black people? And even if we do celebrate and honor black people's month, why do we celebrate it when we are being treated so unfairly? You catch my drift. Why celebrate a holiday of people you mistreat? And when I talk about mistreating black people, I'm not generalizing that everybody mistreats black people. I'm talking about that specific minority that discriminates against blacks, right? That's what I'm focused on, because not everybody is racist, right? I feel like it's a manipulative strategy to try and keep black people on the surface entertained that or maybe they're being appreciated when, matter of fact, they're not even being appreciated. I feel like it's a manipulative kind of holiday. Yeah, because I feel like now I think I'm about to disclose some information that might get this video really blocked. I feel like when I talk about slavery has been modernized, I think now it's more psychological than physical. Whiplashes and being whooped in the back and everything. Now it has gone to the psychological part. So I feel like Black History Month is a way to try and get black people to forget all the bad things that were done to them in the past, which were the physical ones. So the best way to get anybody to conform to your system is to go through their mental. So I feel like the holiday is one way in which they try to manipulate black people into forgetting their past, their painful past of our ancestors being unfairly treated, right? So that's just my opinion. It's not even a conclusive opinion. It's just my opinion, right? Yeah, that's why I would never celebrate Black History Month. What's there to celebrate? Because if you look at our history and our current state, what's there to celebrate? Because if we were to focus on, let's say, music, let's say the musical culture, the hip hop and the rap culture, NWA, and everybody else who has contributed, who is a black person into hip hop, and then we talk about that in relation to record labels. I'm not going to be expanding that much about record labels, but if you want to talk about how record labels screw over artists, and this is generally for all artists, but I'm going to be specifically talking about the black people. If you want to go look at the whole system of how record labels screw artists, Yeah, you can go do that. But yes, the black people have contributed. I don't know why I keep saying black people. We have contributed a lot, maybe to the music industry. But still, record labels still screw artists. So there's a lot of screwing going around still, even in these modern times. There's still a lot of screwing going on. So maybe someone will help me understand. It's inclusive of every race, this question. Tell me, what is there to celebrate about Black History Month? Because it could just be an ordinary day, and we need to stop making it a holiday to celebrate us, black people. And just in general, appreciate everyone. This is me just generalizing it to everyone. Stop making specific holidays to focus on certain specific races, and just appreciate everybody as a human being. Yeah, if we learn to get rid of the idea that black people are monkeys and we are gorillas and we are dirty and our skin is not the right kind of skin. Yeah, if we get rid of such stereotypes, I don't have a problem with the watermelon and fried chicken, grapes and Kool-Aid stereotype, but for the fact that it stems from racism, yeah, that's where maybe the problem will arise. But if we clear all of those stereotypes and all of those that are around black people, yeah, that's where everything else will begin. Just appreciate everybody as an equal human being, right? And at the beginning of my video, when I first made the introduction, where I said, if you're black or you're not black, you're just a descendant of black people. Yeah, I meant something by that. Because I believe every single race that we have, every shade of skin that we have comes from black, right? So if you're brown or if you're white, you're just a diluted version of the black, right? So if you take black as a color or brown or whatever, just on that shade, and you keep diluting it bit by bit by bit, you'll end up to the white part of it, right? So if you dilute black, if you turn up a spectrum of colors, and then you have black at the beginning, and then you keep brightening that black, you'll obviously get to white. And in between, you're gonna have different shades of black. You're gonna have light brown, you're gonna have white, you're gonna have beige, you're gonna start having a spectrum that all stems from the black, right? So that is why I say you need to appreciate everybody. You get me? So comment down what you think about this video. Should Black History Month continue to be a holiday that we celebrate? Well, I don't celebrate it that maybe the people in the US celebrate, because we don't celebrate that in Africa. It's not a holiday in Africa. So, should Black History Month continue to be a holiday or not? So comment down below in the comment section what you think about Black History Month. And I'll see y'all.